The New York Post reports the apocalypse is nigh. The end is here. Buy your emergency food. I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. It says, not a bluff. Putin mobilizes reservists, threatens West with nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Quote, when the territorial integrity of our country is threatened to protect Russia and our people, we will certainly use all the means at our disposal. It's not a bluff. Putin accused the West of engaging in nuclear blackmail in noted statements of some high-ranking representatives of the leading NATO states about the possibility of using nuclear weapons of mass destruction against Russia. He did not identify who made such comments. So here's the thing. They're pulling in 300,000 reservists. They were already using these crazy incendiary devices all over Ukraine. Here's the big challenge. I don't believe any of it from anybody. It can be the Moscow Times. It can be Vladimir Putin himself. It can be Joe Biden himself. It can be the New York Times. And I'm going to be like, I don't believe any of you. The U.S. has its interests. They're not going to tell us the outright truth because it would make them look bad. Russia, same thing. Everybody's trying to propagandize. So who knows? Well, one thing I can say is Putin gave this speech. So you can see him talking. I guess some people think it's a deep fake. But look, I think Vladimir Putin absolutely would use low-yield nuclear weapons on Ukraine to win this war.
At the very least, he's going to say he would. You have to, as a president, say, we will use every possible option. Nothing is off the table. That's a very popular phrase.
You're talking about the end of the world, Ian. Again, we saw, and I agree with you, Tim. A lot of this is posturing. A lot of this is saber rattling. A lot of this is trying to galvanize, his country and his people to go along with what he believes in. We see the United States do the same thing. We can't believe anyone here. But we saw Vladimir Putin kind of allude to this. Now he's directly saying it, and he's also doing it in a way which I think is laying down the groundwork for a potential strategy which is going to be dangerous for everyone, because the Ukrainian territories are going to be going under a specific election to join Russia very soon, which will officially probably make them Russian territories. Now, if there's Russian territories that were former Ukrainian territories when the Ukrainians attacked this, Vladimir Putin is laying down the groundwork saying specifically, I could just nuke them because they attacked Russian territory.
Yep.
So this is the groundwork that they're setting up here. This is an extremely dangerous situation, and it could have been all avoided. Foreign Affairs wrote an article saying specifically that in April of this year, Russia and Ukraine negotiated a peace deal. They were about to sign a peace deal. They tentatively agreed to it, and then Boris Johnson flew to Ukraine and said, no, don't do it. This war could have been stopped. It could have been prevented. It wasn't. It's only escalating from here, and it's endangering everybody.
It may be the end of the world, but not I don't think Putin's going to launch a 50 megaton bomb ICBM at London or something.
No, we're talking about small strategic nuclear weapons.
But the U.S. would retaliate.
Absolutely.
Other countries
most likely. Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to say exactly because we don't know the full scale. We don't know the latest technology out there. When we think of nuclear weapons, we're thinking of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but we're thinking incorrectly because this is technology that is almost 100 years old and is absolutely nothing compared to the latest technological advancements that the Russian military has, the Chinese military has, and the U.S. military has. We're talking about weapons that could end the planet 10 times over easily now, and that's what we know about. Imagine what we don't know about. So there's still a lot of mystery here. We don't know what's going on. We see one side of the story being purported. A lot of it is pro-war. There should be another side to it saying, hey, stop with this insanity. These politicians shouldn't be sending people to die for their causes and their influences. This is stupid all around.
What is the cause anyway? What's the point?
Of the war?
Yeah, just they want to connect the land between Crimea and Russia. They want that eastern Ukraine.
It's far more complicated, and a lot of it is energy also included. But that's just.
I'll keep it simple for the sake of contemporary politics. Russia has one warm water port, Crimea. If Ukraine goes NATO, they lose access to the Black Sea and shipping oil and other resources.
They can get there from the east. I was looking at a map, but it's a bridge, and having one bridge into your territory is not secure. So they want multiple highways. There's two big highways that go in through Ukraine that they probably want access to.
They need access to the Black Sea. They have a fleet there. They need it.
But then they're going to be beholden to Turkey. You understand, Turkey has the
Bosphorus.
The Bosphorus Strait is Turkish. So if the Russians...
Turkey and Greece
Turkey's
are
part
also
of NATO.
At odds with each other, and there's also a big flashpoint there that may lead to a war between Greece and Turkey. And there's also a lot of oil and energy found specifically in that region that Russia is now occupying that could make Ukraine a petrostate. If Ukraine is a petrostate and is with the European Union, it's game over for Russia, and they know this.
All right, it's all extremely esoteric. Let's bring it back home to earth. You guys are rock stars, so the
when are you guys playing in Moscow?
No. I was gonna say, this stuff's like, this is really in the weed stuff, but I'm wondering if it's this kind of thing is breaching into your world. Concerns about global recessions, economic collapse, war, civil war, or whatever.
Oh, it all affects us. I feel like musicians are the ones that get affected by everything, right? It's right away we noticed a recession is right now. A lot of people are still trying to figure out, I guess officially, because no one will admit it, but we're in a recession. We can tell when we're on the road, right? When gas prices are $6 a gallon, when hotels have doubled in cost, like people don't want to travel anymore. You get less people, going to concerts.
You're on stage and the panties being thrown at you are from Walmart.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Instead of Victoria's Secret.
They don't come because they'll tell you about it. We were going to throw our panties on stage, but we just couldn't.
Can't afford it.
We can't afford to lose them.
We met people on the last couple runs we've done that have 3 jobs and can't afford their rent. So it's a very weird time, and to see us constantly throwing as much money as we are at war, right? How many billions are we given towards this war?
100 billion or something?
On the books, yeah.
Right, and there's more coming, and we did this already once in Afghanistan. We've already given so much money towards war, right? Our biggest fear for the last couple of years was, we don't want to go to war. We don't go to war. Well, here we are. We're right into a war right now. We're feeding money into this war while people here in the United States can't pay the rent. There's places that don't have clean water in the U.S. There's all this stuff going on here, but we continue to ignore that and focus on this war like it's a good thing.
Now I hear the arts are overrun with like leftists and liberals. Y'all didn't vote for Biden, did you?
We did not, and at the end of the day, I feel like I knew what was going to happen. That's happening right now. I felt like that came with that vote. I feel like when
voting for Biden.
Yeah, I feel like if we were to vote for Biden, it would be to vote for what we're talking about, like almost a recession. An increase in energy. We knew when he came in that gas was going to go to $6 a gallon. We knew hotels were going to double. We knew. So for us, we're seeing our whole lives change, and then not to discount the fact that in 2020 we were the industry that they pretty much told, you're shut down, you're not playing any concerts. The only article we ever got written in Rolling Stone about us was that we had #1 hits. We sold hundreds of thousands of records. Rolling Stone ignored us our entire career. We played one outdoor festival in late 2020, and they called us murderers. They were like, Adelita's Way is currently killing people as they play a concert outside. It's like, to use the media to try to do that to a band that's been working for 15 years, to write the first story about us to be a negative one about how we wanted to give people entertainment during a really tough time, which we continue to do, right? We went on tour with Skillet. We were doing live streams for our fans, playing live concerts for them when everyone was locked in their houses. Like, we care about our fans, and we wake up thinking every day, how can we make them feel like they're with us now? How can we make them feel like we're thinking of them? So we put on these live streams, we played these concerts, and we got crucified in the record industry.
It's a
for
cult,
this.
man.
Crucified.
It's creepy. But if you come out and you put on your pink little hat, wave a Ukrainian flag, and advocate and vote towards giving billions of dollars to the war effort, you're good. They'd put you on front stage. They'd put you as the main act with all these big celebrities, this big Ukraine benefit, and they'd be like, you're so brave and noble doing this.
It seems like that a lot of people in industry just in general are obsessed with germ theory of disease, and they don't focus enough on terrain theory of disease.
Yeah, and when they're wrong, they don't ever come out and say anything about the wrong information they were given, right? That's the problem that I have. The problem that I have is if you're going to force someone into a way, and then you're not right about that way after facts come in, you should say, sorry about that, guys. or like, don't try to rule with such an iron fist over people the way that these past couple of years have been iron fisty. It feels.
You guys played in late 2020. You played throughout 2021. I'd imagine. You're playing now. How would you like describe your fans? Do they tend to be people who are like, this is busted, this is BS, you're doing a good thing, or do you get people who are wearing masks being like, why aren't you wearing a mask?
Well, we've had it both ways. We've had people stop following us because of that type of thing going on, but we've also had people come around and say, look, I felt this way, but then after learning and doing my own research and learning more about this, I was kind of mad at you guys at this point, but now that I'm here and I've learned more, I understand, because what we're trying to do is provide entertainment for our fans and also feed our family, not become one of the stories that we're hearing so many of right now. Like, people are getting evicted from their homes. People are living in tents. We travel all across the world and we travel all across the United States. And when you're in some of these progressive states, I can name a list of them. You're people will not believe. You see the agenda
playing out.
You see the agenda playing out. You see thousands of tents, thousands of homeless people, thousands of people waiting for just a truck to come by to give them water. When we played Portland over the winter, there were thousands of tents in the streets, and there were ambulances coming and picking up people who had frozen to death. Whoa. The night before
in Portland.
In Portland,
it's not even that cold in Portland,
right? But they're older people, right? That you if you're cold and you're older and you don't got the means to survive, right? Your immune systems are lower. People were dying, and they'll just come pick them up in the ambulance, drive them off, and you don't hear anything about this. And I think what helps us have the head-on-ness that we have is we meet so many of our fans. We hear so many of these stories. We hear stories about people working 3 jobs, getting evicted. We hear stories about people working 50-hour weeks and they can't afford anything extra, right? Like, we have fans that have been to 20, 30 shows of ours that write us emails like, I'm so sorry that I'm not going to make it when you come to Houston because I can't afford to drive the normal 3 hours like I would. Gas is $7, $6 a gallon. Yeah. Rent is this. It's really affecting the music industry. And for some reason, our peers in the music industry continue to support this type of attack on gas. That's our careers. There's no electric vehicle that we could drive across the country right now and tour in, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. Technology's not there yet.
Do people ever wear masks when they perform? I want to see it.
Hold on. Did you guys see, what band was it? What band was it? The Clean Hands guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You see this one? They were like, everybody has clean hands. And they're all like, yeah, it's cold, dude.
No.
Oh,
Amazing.
I know the name. You know the name.
It's the I Predict a Riot. You know that band?
No.
I Predict a Riot.
Oh, it's too bad. I like that.
Well, look what they're singing about.
Well, yeah.
We got exiled, man. They found out we love liberty and freedom.
Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Everybody wash your hands.
They were like, you all have
show me
your
like,
hands.
Yeah, the crowd goes wild, and they're like all in this cult, weird, like.
I was like, bro, they're testifying. They're
brought
like,
to you by Pfizer.
Do you feel like it's a cult? Being in a band, does it feel like a cult? Like you're the cult leaders and it's a cult, like the fans?
Nah, if you're Kaiser Chiefs, maybe. I don't know about these guys.
Like, I wonder about the fan-artist relationship, because I'm an artist too, and I'm real concerned. Like, I don't want to. I want people to think for themselves and to be independent humans, but I also want people to come watch me perform when I perform.
We know like half our fans by name, and we have a lot of them. And he takes the time to meet as many fans after every single show, and we connect with our fans, and that's our number one priority is connection with our fans.
Yeah, because
that's the only reason we're where we are today as an independent band, because everybody in the corporate music industry has tried to crush us since we became independent. So we have to be with our fans.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.